What up, friends? I am Geoff Fienberg, back here with you, breaking down another week of PGA Tour action on oddschecker.com/US. We are at Palm Beach Gardens this week at the Honda Classic, one of my favorite tournaments of the year. I have been to this event 3 straight years. I love it down in Palm Beach. I wish I could be there again this year, but hey, the world is in a strange place. So hopefully I can be back there for our great DFS Open at next year's Honda Classic. Unfortunately, this thing has been put after the Players' Championship and before the WGC match play. I can't wait for the match play next week. So the schedule has just crushed this field. It was never too strong to begin with, but the schedule has absolutely crushed this thing. I mean, look where it winds up now. It's pretty much following a run of Riviera, which is Tiger's event, a WGC, Bay Hill, which celebrates Arnold Palmer, into the Players' Championship. So now we have Honda, and then we have the WGC match play next week. Followed by what? Houston, then the Masters? No, it's not Houston, then the Masters. But hey, Masters like 3 weeks away, so we better get into it. I'm super hyped. I love PGA National. It is literally one of the hardest tracks on tour. It's amazing that a par 70, 7,100-yard course could play so difficult, but we've got water on 15 of the 18 holes, and we have 2 of the 3 hardest stretches of golf on tour, right? The Bear Trap is the 3rd hardest stretch of golf. There is no secret to that. What do we call the Bear Trap? 15, 16, 17. And then that whole stretch of 5, 6 through 7 ranks as the 3rd hardest 3-hole stretch on tour. Guys are going to get absolutely blown up here. Oh, did I mention wind? Did I mention water? Did I mention impossible 3-hole stretches on both 9s? I didn't mention wind, although I teased it here. We are expecting a consortium of wind this weekend, like 20-mile-an-hour gusts on this course. Oh, man, we're going to get carnage. We're going to get carnage. The winning scores aren't very high here to begin with, and we are going to get carnage. You could think it's a great opportunity to find long shots, and the fact that there are so many landmines on this course, and the fact that the field is never really that strong to begin with, would lead you to believe that long shots can play here. Well, history tells us either the very top of the board has great success here, or incredible bombs. Last year, Sung Jae won at 6 under. I think we cashed a 33, 35 to 1 ticket. That was a very popular bet, and we'll get more on him in a minute. Keith Mitchell would have been over 200 to 1. The year before, Justin Thomas would have been chalk. The year before, Ricky Fowler still was the Prince of Palm Beach. He would have been chalk. The year before, Adam Scott here, he would have been chalk. Patty Harrington beats Berger in a playoff. He was probably 250 to 1. Rory's won here. Michael Thompson's won here. So, I don't know, right? It's like, do we avoid the chalk? Do we just play the bombs? But chalk does show up. Even last year when Im won, Fleetwood was chalk. He was there at the finish line. And the year before when Keith Mitchell won, he outdueled Brooks and Ricky on that final hole. So chalk does rise up here, despite you thinking it'd be a horrible spot for them. Okay, moving along, where am I going? Well, I'm going to start my card, friends, with Das Wonder Kid. Old WCW fans would know that as Alex Wright. Fans of my podcast would know that as Joachim Niemann, Das Wonder Kid. He played incredible stretches of golf in Hawaii. Well, we haven't quite had that form persist. He has gained ball striking against the field in 10 of his last 11 starts. And while he has had little success at PGA National in the past, he's a different player. Like, people look at him differently. We all see him in sort of a different status. since we've last been to PGA National out of the COVID break. So that doesn't really bother me too much. You can catch some horrible breaks around this course, but he is one of the premier difficult wind, difficult course players in the world. And hey, my partner in crime, Pat Mayo, he's as confident about this Niemann pick if I've seen him be about any golfer at 20-1 in some time. So I'm going to the wall with Das Wunderkid, Joachim Niemann. There were some early 22-1s out there yesterday, but we're pretty much looking at 20-1 staring at that points bet. I do see some low numbers of 18. So using that odds checker grid, let's see if we can find that 20-1. Moving along, ball strikers. I got guys that might not be the greatest putters. All three of the guys I'm about to name you in this video, not the greatest putters. But what they do is they hit a marvelous ball, and I'm hoping they can keep it out of the water. You can miss some putts for me this week. I got no issue. Just keep the ball out of the water. Keep the ball out of the water. Pars are wins. Pars are wins. Keep the ball out of the water. So for me, I was looking at ball strikers. Niemann certainly won. Sam Burns and Gary Woodland. Probably planned on betting both of them. I had already bet Sam Burns at 45-1. Burns withdrew, not because of COVID. Gary Woodland withdrew because of COVID. Don't quote me on why Burns withdrew, but all I know is he withdrew, and a guy that I had already bet had withdrawn. So we go looking around. Where are we going to put that money? Find me another ball striker. And what do you know? I land on another pure ball striker who can't putt. His name is Brendan Steele. There's a 45-1 out there on the DraftKings Sportsbook when using the odds checker grid. There are 40s out there. That seems to be the consensus number. I still certainly would back Steele at that number. He is a fancy little win player. He went off in the final group at the Sony this past year, and in 5 visits to Palm Beach Gardens, guys, he's finished 11th, 14th, and 4th. He went off in the final group last year here. Would have been with Westwood or Fleetwood? They were both in the mix. Westwood might have been the 54-hole leader. Geez. But I think it was Fleetwood. I was there. You think I remember? I was there, and I got to watch a bet I made win in person. That was a lot of fun. Sung J M. Okay, full disclosure. I have a bet on Sung J M at 33-1. What on earth are you talking about, Fienberg? Well, around the new year, always looking to do best of New Year's content, for my shows, what have you. And a couple of the books were putting up odds boards on guys to defend their championship in the 2021 PGA Tour season. I made a couple of these bets. One of them was Cameron Smith at the Sony. I got a 50. He didn't win the Sony, clearly. He did go off at a 30-3. So I do feel like I got great line value and saw something when I made that bet. But the one I've been most proud of and bragging to people that know me is the Sung J M bet I made. I'm not the only one. There are quite a few out there in the community who made this bet. We've got Sung J at 33-1 to be the defending champion. Honestly, had I known how weak the field was going to be, I would have put a lot more on this wager. And it's quite funny. I'm sitting with futures on like majors and stuff. I didn't. But the future that was sitting in my account was this Sung J M bet at 33-1 to be a defending champion. I made it at Christmas. That was the number he wanted here last year. I thought for sure it would represent value because the better players that I thought would be in this field either aren't in this field or are injured. So it comes out even better. I'm quite smitten about it. I wish I had more on it. You just call it like a triple star exotic because it doesn't really belong on this card, but I'm going to tell you what bets that I am rolling with this weekend. So that's a little flavor I get a roll with. I would not be interested in betting Sung Jae at 12-1. I would not be interested in betting Daniel Berger at 10-1. I still think there's a possibility that Lee Westwood withdraws from this tournament. I do. Unless he's just rolling for the cash. He's got a WGC match play next week. He's got the Masters in a couple weeks. He is played Augusta Monday with his son, he said. I don't know. I don't know why this fits anymore. That being said, Lee probably wants to win badly. He's been playing great, and he was really in this thing last year for 3 rounds. But we'll see. I think you should keep an eye on that because Westwood's like the 4th name on the board, and I think there's a probability he withdraws. Just putting that out there. And lastly, friends, I got one long shot for you. We'll be back with more tomorrow. Obviously, the like, sub, comment, you can get more of what I got tomorrow because I'll be adding. I really still don't know what I want to do to the full extent. There are those cheeky Euros who you know I'm a sucker for. My Poulters, my Wallaces, my Norins, who I think all play here. All play here. If Europe was forced to play a Ryder Cup on American soil, this is the course they would pick. This is the course they would pick. No doubt in my mind, right? It does not suit American golfers very well. Chez Reavie, though, he's American, and I am going to pick him, friends, as a bomb for this video, 125-1 over at BetMGM. There are some 80-1s out there on Chez this week. Oh, man. Like, when you talk about no putt, this is what we're talking about, Chez Reavie. But if he doesn't go in the water, we can accept it. Hear this, guys. Listen to Reavie last week. Like, listen to how bad his putter can play him out of a golf tournament. Got to clear the throat. This is so nasty. Reavie gained 5.4 strokes at Sawgrass last week against the field, ball striking in only 2 rounds in that Players' Championship. 5.4 strokes positive ball striking in only 2 rounds at the Players. How on earth did he miss the cut? How on earth did he miss the cut? Well, let me tell you, friends. He then proceeded to drop 7.6 strokes chipping and putting. Okay. That's wild. Now, we're clearly banking on that ball striking. I'm betting on the ball striking. If you don't go in the water, I'll allow you to 2-putt for par. And you can be around on the weekend to try to make a run, get the hot putter, Chez. We've seen Chez hang around before. I think this is a very sneaky event for Chez Reavie. And as my boy Pat Mayo pointed out to me, guys, hear this. Jack Nicklaus designed courses, which this certainly is. As we know, we call that number 16, the Bear Trap. Jack Nicklaus designed courses. This comes from Pat Mayo's DraftKings article this week. Reavie, very sneakily, is 7th in total strokes gained on Jack Nicklaus courses in the past 3 seasons. That actually means a lot to me. So he plays Nicklaus course designs quite well. They demand accuracy. Let's get it, Chez. So that's where I am this week for this video. You sub to this. I'll have more tomorrow. Maybe we'll throw some props in there. Oh, that Chris Kirk Sunday broke my heart. Broke my heart. We didn't throw JT out here in the video last week. We talked about him a ton. The luckiest duckling in the world to catch a live number on Saturday, but I'm still mad at myself because I like the documented pre-tourney winners, and I spoke too kindly about it to have bailed. Sometimes I shouldn't read the transcripts. I should not read the interview transcripts during the week. I really shouldn't. Okay, that's me. Das Wonder Kid Neiman. We're going to play that 20. Brendan Steele, 45. And Chez Reavie, 125-1. You like this video for me. You sub so I can drop my props picks. And a couple other outrights will drop right into your feed tomorrow. I'm Geoff Fienberg. I wish I was on the grounds at the Honda this week. I am not. I am here. Looking forward to putting out more content for Odds Checker throughout the week, throughout the season. Thanks a lot. I'm out. Again, I still struggle to close these videos. I don't know why. Just hit stop.